Sandy.
Hello, I'm Mitchell Capper.
And I'm Luke Wozny.
All right, so Luke, who do you know that has diabetes?
My grandpa.
What type does he have?
Type 2.
So tell me what you know about your grandpa's type 2 diabetes.
I know that my grandpa has to take medication for it, and he also has to watch what he eats, and he has to eat healthy foods.
And like when you're at dinner and like something comes out, like can you not have certain things?
Yeah, he can have certain things.
Okay. Well, type 2 diabetes is actually about 90% of all diabetes.
Okay.
And it's a metabolic disorder that causes sugar in the form of glucose to accumulate in our blood rather than being used for fuel in our cells.
Okay.
And so when we eat food, it's broken down by our digestive system into nutrient molecules. And those nutrient molecules are absorbed by our digestive tract. And food from carbs are broken down into glucose, and those are used, like I said. And so, but to use these glucose molecules, they need to get into the cell.
Mm-hmm.
And so the pancreas produces a hormone called insulin that allows the glucose to go into the cell. Okay? And so in type 2 diabetes, the cells of our body become resistant to insulin. And so that's actually called insulin resistance, clearly, okay?
Yeah.
And so the pancreas tries to produce enough insulin to allow our cells, even though the glucose isn't getting into our cells, like it still produces enough, but it can't produce enough to get into our cells. And so about 1 in 4 people who have type 2 diabetes do not know they have type 2 diabetes. And the noticeable symptoms of diabetes is frequent urination, and you're always thirsty for some reason. It's really weird.
That's weird.
And this is due to the buildup of glucose in our body.
Yeah.
It's just overall bad. It's crappy. All right, so overweight and inactivity are 2 major causes for diabetes. Also, a family history of diabetes increases your risk of getting diabetes. So, like, let's say your grandpa has it, you have a higher chance of getting diabetes now.
And he's fat and overweight. So that might be a thing.
Thanks, man.
No problem.
All right, so type 2 diabetes is a metabolic disorder, and it causes, this is the summary of all me telling you what diabetes is, I got you. And so, type 2 diabetes is a metabolic disorder that causes glucose to accumulate in the body, in the blood, rather than being used for our fuel for our cells.
Okay.
And so, if not diagnosed in a timely manner, it can cause many health problems. Like I don't know what your grandpa's had. Has he had any bad symptoms, or did they catch it early enough?
They caught it early.
Okay.
So he just has to manage with it.
All right. So grab the recorder. So this is what a normal person acting like getting glucose into the cells. So the keys here are insulin. They allow our cell receptors to allow glucose, which is me, into our room, into the room, which is the cell. And so the door is the cell wall. So the insulin reacts and the glucose is allowed in. All right. Now, when you take the insulin away, which is basically the cell, since it is insulin resistant, the glucose can't get into the cell. So do you have any questions for me?
I do not, and that was a very informative thing that you just explained to us. So I thank you very much.
Thanks, buddy. You sound really smart right there.
Thank you.